Hey guys, Thundera here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other videos. Today, we're back in The Sims and we're building, so let's get to it. Okay, so we are on the Comfy Cubby lot in Newcrest. It's a lot that I really just love, especially for tiny houses, because it's just such a small lot. This ends up being a 1-bed, 1-bath tiny house. I think it's the max tier. So you're not going to get as many benefits, but there was a reason for that. And it's going to be available on the gallery. My ID is Thundera Shadow, and it's going to be 30,048 simoleons. So kind of close to a starter, but also kind of not close to a starter, but yeah. So first things first, we're going to do the shell. And I really wanted, I don't know why, but I had this idea that I really just wanted to build for a plant lover, a nature lover, and all of that, so that's where we're going. So obviously they are going to have a greenhouse, and I was kind of thinking I was going to put some plants on the roof, so I was like, okay, well, what does this roofing that looks like grass look like? I did not like it. I opted for green shingles instead. So there is that. The rest of the house, part of it got this stone, and I want to say that's from the fairy pack, Enchanted by Nature. Then the other part got this, no, not that one. Yeah, this one from Cats and Dogs, I believe it was. It's just a brown, like, plank siding looking stuff. And then the rest of it got a base game, like the greenhouse part. I really wanted to use this one, but I did not want to make the greenhouse wider. So yeah, I just put this hexagon looking glass. It really is so cool. But then the roof was just so weird looking at that point, and it was like, it does not blend in. I do not like it. But we do have this base game hexagon roof, which in this lighting does not match the glass walls. So that was fun. I did use a door from the Enchanted by Nature pack, and then just trying to figure out the layout. Really just went with something a little bit different than I usually do. So that was interesting, and trying to figure out how to make it work was also interesting. So yeah, we have like this little slanted part, but it does really come out so pretty in the end. And I really do like how this house ended up. So just going to use a spandrel there and then do some columns, but I do use the Enchanted by Nature spandrel instead. I just think that this person, when they were designing their house, they truly, truly, truly were, like, I want it to look like it's part of a tree or something. I just want it to be nature and just so much inspired by nature, so they really went for that. And then looking at the lighting situation, I did go with this one from High School Years. This one, I believe, I don't remember which one that one's from, but it was just so pretty. And then the other two rooms just kind of get like a base game light. This one right here. So yeah. And then just kind of trying to figure out everything else. Honestly, it was just a little crazy trying to figure out, okay, where do I want this? Where do I not want it? So this base game door goes for both the bedroom and the bathroom, but the bedroom one will move. And then I really wanted this, but I also, in a minute you'll see, I was trying to put a curtain over it, because I don't think that you want people walking by on the street to just be able to look straight in. So I'm trying to use this curtain from, I want to say that's from the Blooming Rooms kit. But since I had already deleted the wall, it was going to be very difficult to get it to where I wanted it. So I end up having to replace the wall, and you'll see that here in just a moment. I do end up replacing the wall, putting the curtain where I want it, and doing it that way. Right now, it was just like, this is just truly the best curtain. I did also try sizing up, and it just wasn't, I just wasn't feeling that. So honestly, I just decided to leave part of the wall on the one side, and I'm really glad I did that, because of the fact that it just really worked, and the spandrel was still gonna do that, so I just kind of put the wall back. And then I decided that after I deleted the wall, that I wanted the curtain on the other side as well. So I'm just raising it. It was a lot easier to raise it up there than it was for the other side, so yeah. And yeah, it worked out well having that extra wall there. It really just did. And then I used this flooring. This is from the Realm of Magic pack. This is not a limited pack build. And it only looks like that in the greenhouse part because of the actual lighting coming through. That is a tile from, it's either City Living or For Rent. I'm just not certain which. I do, however, use the windows from Enchanted by Nature. They just looked really good here. Like, really good. And I could not help it. They really fit. So, yeah. And then I wanted a door back there, but it was like, I don't really want one that looks like it's from the front. So I went with the one without the reef. And just kind of did that. It was going to be for the best there. But I did want the person who, the sim or sims, because it could hold up to 2. I did want them to be able to get outside, like, still, because they are very much an outside person, so yeah. And just going to put some growing together tiles in the bathroom, some of the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, I believe it is, in the kitchen. And then the rest of the rooms, it was kind of, I really wanted to use more of the Enchanted by Nature pack, but it just was not working for me. So I did end up going with the Cottage Living, this wallpaper right here with the flowers and everything. I figured they probably don't want wood walls everywhere. They do have that outside. And then in the bedroom, this love struck one. So I just, instead of doing wood walls, I definitely went with just like flowers and plants. I truly do think that they would have that kind of stuff in this house. Moving on to the bathroom though, and we are going to find a curtain. I do, again, Enchanted by Nature just really kind of ran with this build. I do use the base game tub and shower combo because it has like the little flowers on the bottom of the shower curtain, and I just feel like that would fit so well in this house. And yeah, but Enchanted by Nature for this house really just worked. And then I do put out that base game toilet. It's not going to stay there because I do have to put the sink there because I did not like the sink over here in this little corner. So yeah, I put the toilet over there instead. So when you open the door, there's going to be a full view for into the toilet. But you know, just knock before you go in there, I guess. Honestly, your Sims are probably going to walk in on somebody anyway. But I did use the Enchanted by Nature mirror. That was just perfect for this house. Gonna grab some toothbrushes, soap, a hand towel, you know, all the things that you need. I did not put out a bathrobe or towels in here. There just really wasn't much of a good space for like actual towels. There goes the toilet paper though. So yeah, there just wasn't much else that needed to be in that bathroom. Plus, with part of it being on an angle, it was just not a big bathroom. I did use the Enchanted by Nature counters, just a few of them in here. It's not a big kitchen. It's not a big house overall, which is why it's called a tiny house. But yeah, I used the, I want to say that's growing together fridge and stove, and then just like a base game sink. No, yes, a base game sink. I was supposed to say no. I grabbed that other one, but no, I didn't. And I do get rid of that window just because I just felt like it was better off without it. And I'm gonna use that I'm wanting to say it's Blooming Rooms. I really do, but it could be some other kit. So yeah, putting in the fire alarm and the thermostat, but I really do love that curtain. And then putting in these curtains, I want to say again from Growing Together. I don't think I used like a whole bunch of packs, but I do also not remember. It could have been a lot of packs. It could not have been a lot of packs. Who knows? Putting in the trash cans. You know, just the one outside, the one inside. Gotta have them. Unless you have a money trash can, then that would work. And then I was going to move this so I could put the table over here, because I did want somewhere for your Sims to eat. But I do end up putting the trash can back where I originally had it and putting this table over here. And it's like a little awkward spot. But what part of this house is not going to be awkward being this small? So it just had to go. I am also, though, glad that I did change the bedroom door. And that was really just to fit for the living room. But I am glad I changed it because of the fact that if I had not changed it, I don't think I would have had room for a double bed, not like nicely anyway. So yeah. Then just putting in some plants. Like it's a plant lover's house. They're gonna have plants here. And I do like nicely arrange them and all of that. And there's gonna be more than just that, so yeah. And then just kind of put it back. I'm gonna add a little bit more later on. There's not really much like paintings or anything in this house, just for the pure fact of there really wasn't much room or space. And honestly, on the walls, if they're gonna hang something, I feel like this sim is probably gonna hang plants. But I did put out an umbrella and coat, and this is where I changed the door because I need this space for like a TV. So I did use the Tiny Living TV. It's going to be a bookshelf, TV, and radio all in one. So love that object. And then as far as first off, save. You never know. And then as far as a couch goes, I used the Realm of Magic one. I had already used, it just came in the perfect green color. I had already used Realm of Magic for the flooring, so not adding in another pack there, which was good. But yeah. And then as far as the rug goes, I used one from Enchanted by Nature. Like I said, that pack came in very handy this build. Very handy. But I feel like that is the perfect rug. And I know it's not like perfectly underneath there, but you know, it works. And then just adding in more plants. Just really adding in more plants. Yeah, this is the one that's going to go into the kitchen. It kind of just looks like a little herb box there. So I really like that. Just going to have that there. You know, it's just kind of precarious sitting there, but it's good. And then this one, I never get to use this one because I just don't ever find a place for it. So I really wanted to use it, this plant. And I think that's from Growing Together. I'm not totally certain, but I think it is. So I did raise it up onto this table, and it's just so pretty. And I know it's probably like not like a full on plant, but it was good. And then just going to put this little plant rug by the door. And just kind of trying, okay, well, I have some wall space, so let's put some plants. That was kind of my thinking there. So that one is from Blooming Rooms. I do grab the Businesses and Hobbies one because it's just so pretty. How can I not? And then I think I grabbed one more for this space. Yeah, I grabbed this one. I think that's from Movie Hangout. But then I'm like, okay, well, I want some skill items and stuff. And I found the bonsai tree, and that's perfect for a plant lover. So I did put that and move that one over there. Definitely had to have the flower arranging table. And then as far as Enchanted by Nature goes, I did grab this cabinet because that just kind of looks like it would work for a flower arranger. And then I definitely wanted some like potted plants, so yeah. And then this plant, I really do like it. I'll show you what I do with it in a minute. Just gonna grab some of these like little tables where I could put multiple plants, you know. And then just gonna put out some more of the pots and things. And unfortunately that one would not go anywhere, so I kind of sized it up thinking I'd just put it out here. But I didn't really like it like that, so I do just find a color, then size it back down and put it in the living room, honestly. Just right there. And then just trying to figure out what other plants would work on this table. Let's be honest here. Not many. You would think that with them having this table, it would have more options, but no. Putting this out as far as like the entryway area type thing, this sim is going to have like a bunch of plants. Like a bunch of plants. So I don't foresee them not having that out there, but yeah. But you would think that this pack having these tables would have more to be able to put here, but not really. So just going through the other packs and trying to see what else I could put here. I do grab multiple different ones. That one is from the Little Simsies kit, Comfy Gamer, I think it's called. And then I just had one more space to fill. Like I said, just trying to figure out all this. This is from Dream Home Decorator, I want to say. Put it there. It fit. It worked. Glad that I had that extra wall space there. I just decided to use this plant again. Not really much else to do. And then I wanted a table to put other plants on. And yeah. So I really like this plant, so I just put it over here in front of the bookshelf. Putting out this like little orchid looking thing. That bouquet, and then that plant. That one is from a kit. I don't remember which one, but I love how it hangs off the side like that. So now moving on to the bedroom. I used the bed from Outdoor Retreat. It looked so good and so much like what I needed it to. So yeah, really happy with that decision. And then just kind of looking at a nightstand, trying to figure out what I wanted. I did go with this one. I did not use the Blooming Rooms one with like the flowers or with the plants in it, but I think this one works just fine. And then I did use this light. It's a light, but it looks like a plant, so I felt like that was the perfect one for a plant loving sim. And then just kind of looking at curtains. I end up using for the little window a base game one. Yeah, this one. And then for this other window, I use one from Seasons, and I just make them both white. It was just going to be the best option there. As far as the rug for this room goes, I don't remember what I put. This one from Dream Home Decorator, okay. And honestly, that was all that really needed to be in there. Like I said, I don't think I touched a single picture in this house, because if there was wall space, it went towards the plants. And I picked so much different wallpaper that, like, wallpaper with stuff on it that I just did not really feel like it needed to be. But definitely going to have some gardening boxes for this sim. I got a grill. I did pull out a bench from Enchanted by Nature. And then just going to grab a little picnic table. I don't stick with that one. I go with this one. I think that's from Outdoor Retreat. I really did just like it. And then just going to put the bench over here, because I'm planning on putting in a tree, despite the tree that's coming over from the neighbor's yard. And then just going to put out several trees. I put this one out, but it kind of goes away once I find that one. So, yeah. And then out front, I found this one item from Jungle Adventure. It was so pretty. I just decided to use that to sort of tell me where I wanted to landscape. And I did that on both sides. It just looked really, really good. And then just kind of filled it in with different flowers and bushes and things. So, yeah. That's really all I did there. Then I went back and changed colors on stuff. I'm trying to think about if I used anything in particular. I did use quite a few of the romantic garden plants. I've really loved those plants, but I also kind of just used a lot of base game. Just a lot of base game ones. And yeah, I kind of sized that one down just to make it look a little bit different. And then just going to go through again, change the colors. I do think I forgot to change the colors on that one, but it's fine because it's white and it just looks like it belongs anyway. And then I used the terrain paint that we got with Cottage Living. Just kind of put it down the middle. Had to grab a mailbox. I definitely had to go with the one from Enchanted by Nature. And then a bird feeder, a bird bath, and a bird house. The birdhouse, I think, is from Adventure Awaits. So yeah, and then I really wanted another tree out here. Just a small one. Then just going to go in with the terrain paint, which I'm not going to make you watch all of. I'm just going to have a little snippet in here. But that is the house. That is the build. It will be available for download in my gallery. My ID is Lindera Shadow. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can see my other videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.